What's going on, guys? My name is Evan Rugen. I'm the founder of Let's Get Funded. We help you with three simple things. Number one, how to repair your credit, how to remove negatives, late payments, derogatories, bankruptcies, check substitutes, whatever you need. Number two, how to strengthen your file, how to get better rates on your mortgage, your credit card, your car. And honestly, that one is very overlooked. It's extremely important because if you don't have this optimized, you're playing your life in financial hard mode. Number three, how to get large business funding approvals to grow or scale your business. Now, to be clear, this video is for scaling your remote cleaning business, but I think this information is applicable to a lot of different businesses. But I just wanted to provide this industry specific insight so you know how you can apply business funding to grow your business. Now, I've gotten over $1 million of business funding without ever providing a tax return or a bank statement, but that's over 2 or 3 years. So I want to set the expectations. Most of our customers get 100, 150, 200,000. But if you have tax returns and you have bank statements, you can even get more funding. So high level, we're going to sort of start here. Now, why business credit at all? Number one, it doesn't affect or report to your personal score. Thus meaning, if you get a $20,000, $30,000 card and you utilize that funding as you should in your business, it doesn't affect your personal score. Whereas if you have a personal credit card and you run it up and the utilization is high, your personal score is going to tank. And honestly, if you have a business, you should be using business credit because if you're, it's the word is the name. If you're using a personal card in your business, it doesn't make sense. So you want to have a business credit card. Another point is that yes, there are business credit cards that report to the personal side. We just don't work with them because I see them as useless. Because I mean, again, for example, I have a maxed out card right now, but I don't care because it's 0% for another 9 months and it's in a profitable investment. Number two, like I said, utilization does not report on the personal side, which is a huge advantage. Number three, all the hard inquiries we're going to remove before and after the process. Now, banks, their job is to make sure you're not a risky lender. And one of the reasons they deem that is, let's say you have more than 5 inquiries over the last 24 months, you're deemed as a high risk lender, thus giving you a higher interest rate and probably getting you denied. So we remove all the hard inquiries you have in your credit report before and after the process. Number four, you have a 3 times higher limit on the business side and the personal side. Number five, there's rewards and cash back. You could fly to India or whatever, use your points. I'm not a points guy. My job is just to get you funded, but there is that as well. Number six, 0% up to 18 months. Now, to be clear, with this $1 million of business funding I've borrowed, I've also never paid $1 of interest. And I'll sort of cover that in stage 9, how I do that. But number seven, again, the one qualification here to start with business funding is a good personal credit profile. It doesn't matter about revenue, it doesn't matter about tax returns. If you have a good personal credit score, you can get $100,000, $150,000 of business funding because it's based on comparable credit. Number eight, your monthly payment. So it's generally just 1% of whatever you borrow. So let's say you borrow $20,000, your payment is $200 a month towards the principal every month. And again, non-interest. Now, number nine, let's say you get to the end of your deal and 0% is about to expire. You're like, oh, shoot, I don't want to pay the 25, 30% interest. And again, to be clear, business companies, banks, they want to make money on interest. But what you can do is you can balance transfer that to another 0% interest card and prolong that 0% even further. I know there's a lot of information, guys. I'm trying to pack it in as much as possible. However, if you want to book a call or join my free community, all the links are below. There's a lot more information and context and all this information. Back to the video. Now, believe it or not, home cleaning is actually one of my favorite businesses because it's low capital upfront in addition to very high margins. So this is a business that I refer a lot of my funding clients to start all the time. Now, if you're starting the business, you may need a line of credit or you may need to liquidate a card. Now, what does that mean? We can actually turn any business credit card you have into cash. If for some reason you need cash, maybe employees only take cash or you need to buy some material and it has to be in cash, we can make that happen. In addition, a line of credit, what a line of credit is just, let's say you're approved for a $25,000 line of credit. It just sits there and you only pay interest on whatever you use. And later in the video, we'll sort of go over an ideal use case for that. But it can also be used to start the business. Now, if you don't have that, don't have the business funding, you just, maybe you have savings, but you won't have capital to start. And that's where a lot of people get into a lot of trouble where they're utilizing personal credit cards, they're running through all their savings, and before they know it, they've ran through other funding, and that's the reason 90% of businesses fail, is they don't have access to capital. Now, number two, scaling your business. Now, you're going to have staff, and you're probably going to start running ads. Now, if you're like me, I'm spending $500, $600, $700 a month on ads because they work, and it's a positive investment. You're going to need to put a significant amount of money into ads. That's where business funding, business credit cards can come into play. You can pay for all those ads where, let's say you run an ad today and you're not getting $1 on that ad until a month later. You can float that cost because, again, it's 0% interest. In addition, you can pay for your staff. And if you're thinking, oh, like I can't pay my staff with a credit card, there's actually a few different companies, my favorite being Plastique, that you can actually pay them. Their company turns it into whatever it is, a check, and it mails to your contractors or employees. Now, again, if you don't have the business funding, and worst case scenario, you're using personal credit cards, number one, you're running a business. You shouldn't be using personal credit cards. But number two, you probably have ran through that promotional period and you're paying 25, 26, 27% interest. So you want to stay on these 0% promo periods on the business side. And then number two, maybe you've applied for some loans in the past and you have lingering inquiries. You're seen as a high risk lender. All of those can be removed in 72 hours. Now, number three, net 30 contracts. So let's say you sign out a bunch of big jobs, a bunch of contractor sites or whatever, and they're paying you in a net 30. Well, that's a perfect use case for business funding or a line of credit. Whereas you get the business credit, you get the line of credit, you take on the job, you're going to be paid in 30 days, but you got to pay all your guys. You're not sweating, you're not stressing about the money coming in because you're able to float that on a line of credit. Now, if you don't have the business funding, again, you're probably paying a higher interest rate. And number two, you probably can't take on any more jobs because you're like, oh, I got to wait for that guy to pay me back. This is a perfect solve for that transactional capital. And then the last thing, let's say you're really, really successful and you're killing it in the home cleaning business, you might want to start to buy other businesses. Now, SBA is an incredible product, Small Business Administration. They want to lend you money. Again, you just have to know how to ask for it. But again, if you've worked on your personal credit, if you've gotten your business credit established, they will lend you this capital to buy other businesses, given it has good cash flows and they have you have some money behind yourself as well. But and it's same with business funding. There's about 50 different reasons why you can get denied. Is why we exist. Whether it's the wrong relationship manager, the wrong data points, the wrong industry you classify as. And again, let's say you're going for this SBA lending. There will be a credit score consideration. So your personal credit score, it really all boils down to that. You want that as high as humanly possible and as strong as possible. And again, if you don't have the business funding, you might be leveraging personal high limit credit cards, which is the last thing you want to do. You might have a little liquidity, so you can't expand the way you want to expand. And lastly, you're maxing out personal credit cards, decreasing your FICO. Now, again, my name is Evan Rugen. We own letsgetfunded.com. Our job is to empower business owners like yourself. So when you're in an incredible business like home cleaning or whatever that thing is, we just want to give you the capital and give you the access to the capital so you can scale these businesses appropriately. Again, if you have any questions at all, we have a free community below. My Instagram is Bowery, BOI, and our website is letsgetfunded.com. Hope this helps. Peace.